How's it going? I'm going to start out this video by admitting that it is a rant video against Nissan because of the things that Nissan does. And yesterday was the worst day of my life. And you'll find out why. You may know what the Nissan Juke is. It's horrible looking. It looks like someone had something very bad happen to their face. And you may say that it's weird to make comparisons between cars and human faces, but the truth is that cars are actually designed after human faces. The front of a car needs to resemble a human face in order for it to be attractive. Generally, that's a psychological thing. So yesterday I was sitting and waiting for school to start and reading automotive news off of CarBuzz, which is an app for iOS, and it's also on Android, I think, and whatever. But basically CarBuzz combines every major automotive news source into one timeline that you can view. But anyway, this is not a review, nor am I sponsored, because who would sponsor me? So as I was scrolling through the timeline, I noticed an article that had Nissan GT-R and Nissan Juke, and naturally I was like, I hope this isn't related. So I opened up the article, and this was the header. And I mean, at first you have this feeling of your heart drops, right? But then I was thinking about it logically, and I thought, oh, well, it could just be a prank. But then I realized that April Fool's is nowhere near, and that Nissan's management is way too stupid to actually attempt humor by releasing false information. And after realizing this, I hurt inside, and it's sort of like a deep loss of self. It's just like my soul was injured seeing this logo. But I think at that point I still had a little bit of hope. So I actually looked at the article and lost all hope. It was completely confirmed by the time that I saw the video that was embedded at the bottom of it. And the video definitely seems legitimate, and I don't think there's any way that this could be a prank or a joke. And that was extremely depressing to me. Luckily I had Caleb there and Joey, and they both comforted me. I was surrounded by my peers. Otherwise, I probably would have been suicidal. And before I go any farther into the actual Juke-R subject, I want to kind of show you the big picture of Nissan, which there is none really. What I'm saying is that I keep asking a question of Nissan, and that question is why? Why build the Cube? Why give it drum brakes? Why, on a luxury car commercial, have your luxury car, your product, power sliding around urban areas? The biggest question of all, though, that I have for Nissan is why on this earth would you take the drivetrain, the entire drivetrain, from your top-selling supercar, the only supercar that has a huge fan base. It does what it needs to do. It's fairly cheap for what it is, at least that's what people tell me, and place that drivetrain into a hideous, I mean, it's not going to be successful. I'm sorry, the Juke is not going to be successful. Well, I could easily be wrong. I probably am. But if I'm not wrong, then I'll be right. So, just saying, the Juke is not going to be that successful. It might be slightly successful. So I just don't know why they would do that. And naturally, I wanted to know why. So, actually, I don't know why I wanted to know why, because I am tired of Nissan. I don't know why I want to keep asking why of Nissan. But anyway, I'm going to show you the video itself, and I'm going to be a douchebag and commentate it. But I'd just like to say, this video is definitely not mine, so you can't do any of that suing stuff. Capitalism. Anyway, so the video. Boom. So pretty. Oh, and it's #1 too. There's gonna be more of these.
The Juke-R, very simply, is a combination of a Nissan Juke and a Nissan GT-R.
Yeah.
We're a very innovative company, and we just like doing really crazy stuff like this. If you look at our history, there's many, many examples of Nissan engineers really driving forward the business.
Yeah, many examples.
Nissan's brief is to create a supercar crossover that packs the performance of a GT-R into the Juke platform in just 22 weeks.
The
car is being built here at RML.
He looks really clueless.
RML are one of the world's leading motorsport
You know why he looks
specialists. And we've been working on
sitting in front of his
innovative and very
project.
exciting projects with Nissan for 20 years.
And his project is putting a
British
Nissan
Touring Car
GT-R
Championship in both
drivetrain
1998 and
into a Juke.
99. The build project for the Juke-R is based on trying to understand how to package the engine and transmission into the Juke platform.
Oh yeah.
So the big challenge is in ascertaining space for the driver at the front.
I bet that is a challenge. I bet it's a challenge to take a rear-wheel drive drivetrain from a supercar and put it in a crossover.
Running gear,
Yeah.
including the engine,
But that's a challenge.
transmission, diffs and gearbox. It all adds up to a major piece of work.
Oh no.
In parallel with this, we'll be looking at the dynamics of the package, working out if the shortened wheelbase of the GT-R
You know,
will work
I just realized that
in
the engine in the GT-R is handmade. There's going to be a handmade engine.
Because we're going to be removing the entire floor pan, we're literally going to be building it from the ground up. So, under pressure from a tight deadline, the first challenge our technical team face.
Why do you
is
have
to
a tight
study the
deadline? You're not
GT-R
even putting this into
powertrain
production.
and to understand how
You look
it will
clueless,
react
bro.
to the dimensions of the Juke.
Did he have a shirt that said Juke-R? Okay, I've got to see this. Did he have a shirt? Did he have a shirt? Yeah, he was wearing a shirt. And it was not a shirt that said Juke-R on it. Thank God. That would have been really painful. That would have made the experience even worse. But anyway, so earlier, remember I asked why? Because I ask why of Nissan a lot. And, well, I got my answer. I'm going to quote here. So this is from Mr. And he said, "We're a very innovative company, and we just like doing really crazy stuff like this." This is innovative? What? It is not innovative. No, it's not innovative to take the drivetrain from a supercar and put it into a crossover. That's not innovative. No one's going to buy it. Oh, I should also mention that this thing isn't going into production. There's going to be two models that are, well, there's going to be two examples. There's going to be a left-hand drive version and a right-hand drive version. This has to cost millions of dollars. You're spending millions of dollars on something that's never going to go into production, that didn't prove anything in the first place other than maybe your engineers are really stupid, or they can... Okay, they're not stupid, they just don't have morals. Another direct quote from Mr. If you look at our history, there are many examples of Nissan engineers really driving forward the business. Did you see that pun that he did? Driving forward, isn't that funny? How do you sleep at night, Mr. How do you sleep at night knowing that those engineers do something actually innovative? If taking the drivetrain from a supercar and putting it into a crossover is innovative, if you can prove that to me, if you can give me one good reason why it's innovative, then I will send you a 5 by 8 foot print in a frame of this. That's going to be in your house. Good God, 5 by 8. That's ridiculous. So I asked my question, why are they doing this? Mr. answer was innovation. Bullshit. You're not innovating your Nissan. You're just Nissan. Who the hell would buy this? I mean, has there ever been a market for a performance crossover? A supercar crossover? I'm sure there probably has, because I'm not that exposed to everything. But if there is a market, then the people that buy in that market are stupid. So hypothetically, let's say that the Juke-R would go into production, right? They're going to sell some. Maybe you could justify the Juke-R by saying, okay, people want the performance of a GT-R, but they don't want to spend that much money. Well, I can guarantee you that most of the price of a GT-R is in the driveline, so it wouldn't be much more inexpensive. So even if it was in production, which it's not, it would still be pointless. No one is going to buy this because it's not going to be in production. They're not going to sell any. And no one would buy it if it was in production. They're not accomplishing anything by it. They're wasting a bunch of money and a bunch of time of engineers that are intelligent. If you can figure out how to put the chassis of a supercar into a crossover and make it work, you're a good engineer. Nissan, I hope this is a joke. I know it's not, but I really hope it is. And I'm acting caring because I'm acting. I'm not... I truly hate you. I hate Nissan. Nissan, as always, you can go. Okay, I'm sorry for rambling, but I mean, I'm not actually sad, by the way, and I'm being sarcastic when I say that yesterday was the worst day of my life, but it was. I actually felt like crying. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. In conclusion, I need a hug.